The cross-section of a satellite dish is parabolic with the measurements as shown in the diagram. What we have here is a vertex, and we got a few other clues as well. If we follow this arrow, this is 14 centimeters, and if you notice here, the vertex seems to be 8 centimeters deep, right, for the dish. And then, of course, as we move 14 centimeters, this one right here is now 6 meters, or 6 centimeters deep. Okay, so we know here the x must be 14 because it's 14 away from the vertex. Now, notice that there's a difference of about 2 in the depth, so that must be your y, 14 and 2. So a Cartesian plane is to be superimposed in the diagram with the origin at the vertex of the parabola. If the maximum depth is 8, determine the width of the dish. Well, in order to determine the entire width of the dish, we need to come up with the formula itself. We've got a lot of information, we can do this. Your vertex, of course, is going to be 0 and 0, and we've got a random point here of 14 and 2. Both are going to be useful. Now, because we have this vertex, you might find it useful to use the vertex formula. So that's going to be y is equal to a, x minus h squared plus k. Okay, so considering that, we're going to replace this and this with our vertex values, and we're going to use the other point to solve for a. So here's what we've got. Y is equal to a, and we've got x minus 0 squared plus 0. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put in these two values. These are going to come from that other point. So here's the equation with the vertex put in. Alright, so we're going to solve for a, ultimately. The stinky part is that we have two other variables, but we can fix that using the other point that we have, which is 14 and 2. This is going to be your x, and this here is going to be your y, and so you're going to plug those in, and the only variable you will have left is a. Alright, so y is 2, and then we've got a. X is going to be 14, 14 minus 0 squared plus 0. So what you're left with when you work this one out is going to be 2 is equal to 196a. You divide this by 196, you divide this by 196, you're going to end up with a fraction. It's going to be a 1 over 98, that is your a. Now remember, a is going to be, of course, 1 over 98. Now, if you condense the equation we had before, remember it's going to be y is equal to 1 over 98, x minus 0 squared plus 0. Well, that can be written as y is equal to 1 over 98 x squared. If we take a look at the original parabola, one thing to keep in mind is that the depth of the entire thing is going to be 8 centimeters. Okay, so we've got y is equal to 1 over 98 x squared. We know y, the y is your depth, and that's going to be 8. So 8 is equal to 1 over 98 x squared. What we want to solve for is that x. We've got to get rid of the 1 over 98, so we're going to divide this by 1 over 98, and this is going to be divided by 1 over 98 as well. Working that one out, what you're going to have is x squared is equal to 784. Okay, and since we're solving for x, we need to get rid of that squared part. So you're going to square root it. You're going to square root this as well, and you're going to end up with 28 centimeters. That is from the vertex to one side. Okay, because of course the vertex is at the origin. It's from 0 to 0, and we found this spot right here, which is x. Alright, and remember y is 8 centimeters. We need to find this part right here as well. So you're going to times that by 2 because it's like a mirror reflection. What you're going to find is that x is equal to 56 centimeters.